Good evening, guys, and happy what is today? Sunday, Monday to all our sunshiny faces. Happy Memorial Day, guys. So totally confused as to what day it was. Honestly, yesterday's vlog, I ended up saying that it was Saturday, and it wasn't. It was Sunday. I went happy Monday, Sunday, Saturday, and I was like, today's Saturday. And I was like, after I got done, I was like, wait, today is Sunday because tomorrow's Memorial Day. Everybody has off because it's Monday. So yeah, anyways, it was sort of good. My mom had her surgery on Thursday because my dad has been able to be home, you know, and for when she came home, which was on Saturday, or she had her surgery on Thursday. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore, guys. She had her surgery on Thursday. My dad, you know, she came home on Saturday. My dad's been able to be home since Thursday. He was home Thursday, Friday, and then all the way through to today. So like my mom is slowly sort of getting a little bit better. You know, there's only a couple more days and she's already, you know, had it a week ago. So like I said, she's slowly sort of like getting a little bit better. Like originally, like the first day pretty much that she was home, plus all the times that she was in the hospital, like she couldn't sleep for more than like, she was saying like an hour or two at a time, because like nurses would come in and have to give her medicine, or you know, have to check on her, all this kind of stuff, and she's just like, I couldn't sleep there. And then when she was also home, she couldn't sleep for a while too. So like finally, like now she's been sleeping a lot, but she's also, like I said, like everybody, you know, we have to get her all of her food, all that kind of stuff. Like she can't really hardly get up and, you know, do a whole lot anyway. You know, we have to plan to like, okay, like if me and my dad ended up running out to, we went to Dollar Tree, Old Time Pottery, and to Menards again today. And so we had to make sure that, you know, Jack was here. He actually just watched some shows with her in her room. It was playing on his Switch in there, which, you know, he's a sophomore in high school, you know, almost going to be a junior in high school. You know, he can, you know, keep an eye on her, you know, just sort of like, you know, oh, you need anything to eat sort of thing. So he just hung around in her bedroom and watched, you know, some shows with her, which she slept pretty much the whole time, I guess. But like, you know, there's that sort of like, we have to make sure that like somebody else isn't doing anything. So we also tried to leave before like Matthew had to go to work. So since Matthew had to work at 3 though, we were trying to like get out and then get back too, so like both of them were also here sort of at the same time as well. You know, so like if anything ended up happening, like, you know, my mom needed to go to the emergency room or something like that, like Matthew could drive, even though Jack has his permit. But you know, like I said, just if anything ended up, you know, crazy coming up or something like that. We ended up getting back a little bit after he left, but it's sort of that whole like also having to plan stuff out right now and being like, okay, you know, or like, okay, I'm gonna go and, you know, like go work on a project for a while, like, you know, in the backyard or something like that, where I can't hear my mom if she's calling and needing something, and I might not have my phone on me in case she needs to text and get a hold of me. So like somebody else in the house needs to be available to, you know, be able to help her. The thing that's, well, I guess me and Matthew, because Matthew, I guess he works, I guess he'll be working like the afternoon shift or whatever, so he'll be working from like 3 until like 11 at night. So he should be here pretty much during the entire day as well with me. And then Jack and my dad get home at about 3 o'clock. My dad normally picks Jack up from school. The only thing is though, is that pretty much like, you know, my dad ends up leaving for work though at like, you know, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, I don't know, something like that. But when he leaves, you know, like we will still probably be asleep until at least like around the time Jack leaves for school anyway, which is like 9 o'clock. So there will be some time in there where like people are sleeping and my dad won't be here, because like my mom had, I don't think, like I said, the last like 2 nights that she's really needed anything like in the middle of the night, but like I also don't know how able they're gonna be like in the middle of the night, like just waking up and her being like, you know, oh, I need this or I need that or something, and I'm gonna be like, I have no clue where we keep that, you know, because I'm just so out of it. So I am hoping that there isn't gonna be a whole ton of like, you know, in the middle of the night stuff that she's gonna need help with or whatever. But Like I said, right now it's just sort of that, like, you know, planning things around, you know, all of that. And I don't even know too if like all of a sudden, like, you know, her clock might be off and she might just wind up being up at nights now, you know, and then sleeping most of the day. You know, I mean, for the most part, she's just been sleeping around the clock, but you know, like at some point, if that winds up happening, then she's like, I need help, and she's wide awake at like, you know, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm like, I'm just still trying to sleep, you know, like I'm not going to be up for a while. So like I said, we will see about that, but it's just going to be more difficult now that my dad is going to be back at work, and Matthew just started work, and Jack's going to be back at school this week. So like I said, we got to sort of figure out a little bit of a schedule, but again, it shouldn't be overly too long. I don't remember the last time my mom had this surgery. She stayed with my grandparents for like, I can't remember how long it was, but like when she came back, she was like still in pain, but she was very capable. Like I think she even like was able to take a shower by herself, like by the time she came back from being at my grandparents. And I can't remember exactly how many weeks she ended up staying with them, but she was there for like a little while. So that's why I'm also thinking like, okay, like, you know, we're getting on week 1, like, you know, by week 2, 3, 4, like when is it looking like my mom will be able to be much more independent in getting things? Not only that, but like she can't lift anything that's more than a pound right now either. So like even like her Gatorade is like, I think like just at being able to, like, she can just barely lift that up, you know, sort of on its own, you know, because she can't lift anything that's so heavy either. So like I said, there's a lot of other little things, but like consistently, like she has actually, I think 1 week from or something like that, I don't remember what day it is, the 9th, she has like a post-op appointment, and then she can, you know, like I said, they'll also be adding on like, okay, now you can lift like 2 pounds, now you can lift like 3, 5 pounds and stuff like that. But it'll be a while before she can also like pick the dogs up. Like we were trying to figure out like the conversions for how many weeks. They said like, oh, every so weeks you can add on like another pound that you can lift. And she's like, the dogs, she's like, it's gonna be like until like July or something like that before she can finally lift one of them up onto the bed again. So we're like, well, that's not something, you know, like, because Bravo cannot jump on the bed on his own. So she's like, it's gonna be like till July I can finally pick him up again, or, you know, or just pick any of the dogs up and just sort of like snuggle with them or anything. So yeah, I wanted to share with you guys though, we ended up, so like I said, we went to Dollar Tree. We ended up getting my mom a couple of other little like sort of mushy foods, because I was telling you guys too, like she can't eat a lot of like solid foods. Like some stuff is either like too stringy or sort of getting stuck in her throat, but she is able to eat, you know, like she was able to actually eat sausage or bratwurst. My dad grilled bratwurst for dinner tonight, which is another long story. I told you guys too yesterday, I was like, my dad's so excited to grill like the ribs, and then he was like, I'm too intimidated by it, why don't you just do those in the crock pot? He's like, I'm scared I'm gonna screw them up and like burn them. So I was like, okay. So I think I'm gonna freeze the Italian sausage, and we can just do that like sausage and peppers in the crock pot at some point. But the ribs I don't want to freeze just because they are taking up a huge amount of space. The only thing that I am a little scared about though, I don't know if I can fit the entire rack in one crock pot, because I don't have my big crock pot anymore. It broke, so I have to use my sort of smaller crock pot. I don't know, it's like an average size crock pot I get, but I had a larger size one I got from Aldi, but I broke the knob off of it and I couldn't turn it anymore. So and then I tried to hot glue it and actually got it stuck so that I couldn't turn any of it at all. So anyways, even though I still have like the insert for it, but I don't have the actual base. So anyways, I have to either cut those up and do them in 2 separate crock pots, or possibly see if I can cut it up and like try and fit it all in one. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, I've only ever done ribs in the slow cooker before. So we went to there, like I said, we ended up getting my mom a couple other little things that she can eat, like SpaghettiOs. She said because that's pretty soft, she can probably have that. But she did have, like, she had to peel all the skin off, but she was actually able to eat the brats for dinner tonight too. Because she's like, I need protein. She's like, either all that I'm eating is like sugary foods or like carbs. She's like, I need some like protein. So she like has eaten like some cheese, and like I said, had some, like she had chicken yesterday, had some of the bratwurst today, and just like I said, peeled the skin off, ate that. But we went to the dollar store mainly because we needed to get like buckets. So like, you know, like cleaning buckets sort of, because what we do, which I'll show you guys. Yesterday at Menards, we ended up getting these string lights, which are like, I think they were 50 bucks. They're 38 feet in total. So I'm not really totally sure what that is going to look like as far as, like the design, sort of the crisscross we're gonna do in the backyard, but we have to do sort of like stake poles, like light poles sort of for them, so we can run them off of there. So what we decided to do was, I looked up some different Pinterest ideas. We were deciding to do not, instead of doing wood, because I was looking at like maybe just wood posts, but again, wood's kind of expensive right now, so I was actually looking, and we can actually get pretty cheap pipe to do it. So what we're gonna wind up doing is, we got the what was I saying, like the buckets at the dollar store. We set those in concrete, which we'll probably need a half bag of concrete per bucket. We still had a half bag, so we got another full bag, so that was like $5. The dollar store buckets were $1 each. We got the lights for around 50 bucks. And then the piping, so we're gonna set PVC in the bottom of the concrete, like short, and then we're gonna stick the poles inside of that, so we can take it down if we want to, or if something happens, it blows over and one gets broken, we don't have to reset the entire thing. But we also got pots then to put the concrete in, so it's not just plain concrete sitting out there, and we're not actually putting it into the ground in case we want to change it up, we want to move it around or whatever, and like I said, something ends up breaking, like then you can't replace it, and then you have to dig all the concrete out. It's just a pain, right? So what we've done so far whenever we've been doing anything with concrete is we've just been doing it in planters. So we ended up going to Old Time Pottery. We bought 3 planters, which are just miniature ones of the big ones that we have in the backyard for our bird sanctuary that we ended up doing. So we got those, and like I said, with the concrete, we'll set the concrete, do it in small PVC, and then be able to just put the poles inside of there, and then have those on the top and string the lights off of those, and then actually have them run to our deck. So anyways, that was the plan. We ended up going there. I think the whole project in total, including the pipe, including the lights, including the planters, including, I'm already figuring in like a couple extra bucks most likely for the flowers to put in the pots. All of that stuff in total, I was like, we probably will be able to do it for under 150 bucks. Like I said, that includes all the hardware, like all that kind of stuff. If we were to buy some type of like post like lighting, I wanted to try and do it, you know, with like pre-made stuff. I was like, it probably costs a lot more than that, and we're going to be doing 3 of the posts, and we're going to do it over an area that we're hoping to eventually have like our dining sort of sitting area outside. So that was sort of the plan. And we'll have those 3 lights, and again, if we're like, oh my gosh, we really hate to, like, you know, the placement of it, we can always move it too. So it's not, it doesn't have to be like a permanent spot of where we're going to have it. If we wanted to have it then, you know, actually on our grill side, we could actually run the lights over there then instead, you know, like I said, whatever we ended up doing. Or if we wanted to just do 2 and then maybe do a shorter, another set of the lights, and then take one of the 3 that we end up making and do that over on the grill side, and just do like a shorter little string light set over there, and keep with the other ones that we are doing out in the main yard, with the, like I said, the dining sort of area. The other thing though is that we have to do, we're gonna do like patio. We're gonna put in like sort of 2 patios, one on the grilling side of our deck, I think I told you guys this too, and then one sort of in front of our deck where we're gonna do it for the sitting area for like the dining table, and then underneath the covered part, so we can do that with an umbrella. So if it's hot outside, you know, you can put the umbrella up. And then on our actual deck is going to be like the sitting area, like we'll have chairs, you know, that kind of stuff. And then the grilling area, sort of a little bit of a hybrid of sort of both of that. Plus we'll have our grilling canopy over there though, with the grill over there. And then my mom wanted to sort of do maybe a small, what's that called? A small like like maybe a little bistro chair set, and then we're also going to do a bar sort of on the deck as well, which I saw you literally just sort of expand your railing and just add it on top of the railing and just make it bigger. So we have a couple plans for all the stuff back there, but obviously, like I was telling you guys too, like the deck stuff that includes wood right now, and we have to replace some of that. It's going to be a little much just because wood is sort of expensive right now. But we have the lights and all the other stuff pretty much that we need for the project, with the exception of pipe right now. So we're gonna wait on that. But I thought I'd just share with you guys that, since like that is one of our sort of big projects right now that we're like looking at doing, just because we have all the stuff for it. Those were on, actually, I guess sort of on sale this week. They had them advertised, but I realized it was actually the retail price and they just had the rebates from Menards. So I could have probably just picked them up at any time, since they're like always running that 11% rebate sale. But I thought it was a really good deal and good price, and the like luminescent, like, or I forget what it's called, but like the amount of light that the bulbs put out was one of the highest. So that's why I was like, okay, that's good. Hopefully it's not blinding, but you know, I wanted it to not be super dim, or you know, just like hardly able to, like, you know, like just mood lighting lights. Like I wanted to actually be able to light up the space without having to have our motion sensor light on in the backyard. So yeah, there's, like I said, a lot of projects. Me and my dad ended up sort of going over a list of all of the stuff that we were coming up with for this weekend, or you know, all the projects that we know we're like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, you know, like, and going over that, plus the one that we had from last year that we didn't finish all the stuff from, plus, like I said, all the stuff that we decided this year on. Also too, guys, I hung those up today. These actually match the like Pioneer Woman theme to our kitchen. So we've got like all of that stuff sort of all around. Like my mom's got the plaid chair cushions for that, and then also to this like florally print is sort of like a mixture, like you guys can see back there, the utensil bowl and the fruit bowl, and there's another utensil bowl over there, and behind the chips over here, this is the KitchenAid. It's got that sort of similar pattern, but it's funny because I was telling you guys, we painted the cabinets last spring or whatever it was, with the intention of, my mom sort of pulled the colors out of this picture, and with no intention, all of a sudden my mom sort of was looking into that and was like, oh my gosh, all these colors match our kitchen so well, like already, with the white walls and just the blue cabinets. And she's like, I want to go with this theme now. So we totally did, and it's been like, it honestly, it brings everything in together. And because I was like, everything just looks sort of plain, we had just like the blue curtains up there, but like the color, it just makes it feel so like homey, like welcoming. And it was totally not our intent, like I said, to sort of like add those colors to the kitchen, but it totally works, and it adds a lot of color. Like it has a lot of the reds and like the yellow in there too, which we, like I said, didn't originally sort of have in the color scheme, but it does really work, like I said, really well actually with the color and the space in here, sort of just naturally. So I think it's really cool that we kind of found that like accent color and kitchen patterns of all of the kitchen stuff actually, that ends up sort of matching for this whole space. So I got those hung up because my mom ordered them a little while ago and they just came here, so she got a little surprised when she came out of the bedroom today to come and watch. We watched a Disney movie tonight. So she saw that and was like, oh, you got those hung up, they look so good in here. So sure, that made her feel a little better because she definitely does not feel good. Anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.